I want to right every wrong.
Together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong.
Together as one,
We can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong. And together as one, we all can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong.
Together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong, and together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong.
And together as one, we can right every wrong.
I want to right every wrong. Together as one, we can right every wrong.
Hi, I'm Tavleen Mendirata and I'm a Rex Karmaveer Global Fellow.
I'm Dr. Meenu Chopra and I'm a Rex Fellow.
Hi, I'm Deepika Narayan Bhardwaj. I'm a Rex Fellow.
My name is Ishita Katyal. I am a Rex Fellow.
Namaste and good evening. Okay, my name is Hariyatan and I'm going to be your master of ceremonies as a host for the evening, and joining me also as a co-host is a young and dynamic guy. Can I request Rahul Wadhwani to please join me on stage? Can we have a big round of applause for Rahul, please? I think the tea has not really energized me. So, Rahul is going to be my co-host, so you will see me and Rahul come in and go out. Yeah, that's right, I can see everyone. Right. My name is Hariyatan Iyer, as I said. I'm a Rex Fellow from last year, and it is an incredible feeling that this time I've got an opportunity to host the award function for the Karmaveer Puraskaar ceremony. So, before we begin, I would just like to first of all do a gesture which is a mark of respect for the kind of incredible work that each one of you is doing, and then we will repeat it for each one of us in this auditorium. So I will request all of you to just watch me, and then we will do the same for people and all your colleagues who are sitting next to you. So this is what I want to do for you. I want to give you a grand salute for the wonderful job that each one of you is doing in your respective fields. Fantastic, great job, Keeda. And while the salute, the hand is on the head, trust me, the feeling is on the heart. Now what I suggest is to really kickstart this wonderful evening, I would request each one of you to look to your right, look to your left, please stand up and give a salute to each other on the table, then shake hands, and then we will have a big round of applause once again for each one of us. Please give a salute to each one of you, to everybody on your table. You could turn to your right, you could turn to your left, and you can give a shake hand, and if you want, you can hug each other, no problems. I think some people decided to just sit there and receive the salute. Can I request that you should do it with all the energy and with all your heart? It's a very beautiful feeling to appreciate somebody. And I really feel that each one of you is doing such an amazing work. I was just sharing with my friend Rishi that I am getting over-motivated and I am not able to handle this motivation now. You know, a lot of people say that in this country there is a lack of motivation. But since the last 2 days, and even last year, since the last 1 year actually, since I came here for the first time, I've been overflowing with inspiration and motivation. And I think that is better than not being motivated in life. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the absolutely amazing work that you're doing. Now what I suggest is that we have been clapping a lot for a lot of other people. Can I request each one of you to give the loudest applause possible for yourself? Can we have a big round of applause for each everyone, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am feeling energized, and we're going to kickstart this whole evening. I thought I would tell you a shiny later, but you want to hear it now.
बोल दो यार इरशाद बोल दो
इरशाद अच्छा लगे तो भी वाह बोलना, नहीं समझ में आए तब भी वाह बोलना. Because like Subbu, I I Google and try to pick up some shairis. Okay, but there is something I want to tell all of you which kind of relates to the kind of beautiful work that you guys do. And whatever you do is not ordinary work. It's not the normal challenges of life that you guys go through. It's some extraordinary challenges that you guys go through. So I have a small little shairi for you. And I'm holding this piece of paper so that I don't want to show you how great I am at by-hearting things. आज फिर बादलों ने साजिश की, जहां मेरा घर था वहीं बारिश की. आज फिर बादलों ने साजिश की, जहां मेरा घर था वहीं बारिश की. अगर फलक को जिद है बिजलियां गिराने की, अगर फलक को जिद है बिजलियां गिराने की, तो कसम हमें भी जिद है वहीं पर आशियां बनाने. And I think हमें भी जिद है वहीं पर आशियां बनाने की, because this summarizes the kind of work that each one of us in this room is doing. Despite the various challenges, we have decided at personal and professional cost, a price to anything in our life, we will continue to do what we believe in. So once again, heartiest congratulations to each one of you, and especially to the Puraskaar winners. This evening really belongs to each one of you, and we're going to just move on from here. It is said that we are human beings on a spiritual journey. We are not human beings on a spiritual journey. We are actually spiritual beings on a human journey. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, namaste and good evening. And namaste simply means I go to the divinity in you and you go to the divinity in me. So on behalf of iCONGO, Rex and the Karmaveer tribe, I would like to welcome all of you to the 9th annual Karmaveer Puraskaar Award ceremony. These are national awards for social justice and citizen action. These awards are presented to all those who realize the importance of adding value to the lives of others, who believe in making a difference, who come together as one from India and all around the world to right every wrong. So we're going to kickstart this evening with a performance by Stephen and Santosh. So can I please request Stephen and Santosh to come on stage, please?
Very good evening, everybody. I cannot hear you. Very good evening, everybody. Very good evening, everybody. Doesn't look like the evening is bad. Is the evening good? Yes. So why is the evening good for you?
Because I got a chance to be here for the first time.
Wow, that's beautiful. Why is that? Somebody my hand for it. Can you tell me? Why is the evening good for you, sir? Wow, are you learning, everybody? Or have you learned enough? Have you learned enough? Have you learned enough? Or are you still learning? Or are you still taking one step by step like a baby?
Lights.
Are you still taking step by step ahead like a baby? Or do you feel that it's time to die and become old? It's enough for this world. This world is enough for me. Are you thinking something like that? I really can't hear you. Are you confused? Are you confused? Or are you fused? You're getting fused. Lights are not there. Now if you lift your hands, do you have hands? कितने लोगों के पास हाथ है? अरे दूसरा तो बता दे कोई. कितने लोगों के पास हाथ है? How many of you have hands? You have hands. Come on, let's give a mighty clap right now. Till the lights come on. Come on, can you lift your hands and give a mighty clap till the lights come on? Alright, let's start by singing. Did you really enjoy the song Vande Mataram? Yes. How many of you really enjoyed the song Vande Mataram? I will ask you, Vande Mataram! Some people they don't like it. Vande Mataram! And then they go round the finger, Vande Mataram! You probably, wherever God has started you need to be a blessing to the nation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Believe that? Tell your neighbor, I'm going to be a blessing to the nation. Tell your neighbor, I'm going to be a blessing to the nation. Doesn't look like you want all the blessings to you yourself. Everybody wants to be your blessings. Can I ask you once again? I want you to tell your neighbor, I want to be a blessing to the nation. Yeah. Can it be? Okay. Now, we want to compose something. Yeah. We want to compose something over here. Can we do something else?
Santosh, and that was a fabulous performance. One of the things, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep requesting you today is to keep your clapping energy on, because I think that's the best way to appreciate our award winners, and they deserve every bit of our support. So once again, can we have a big round of applause for this wonderful musical performance? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wonderful cooperation. That was indeed very melodious and absolutely reverberating. Ladies and gentlemen, Albert Einstein had once said, try not to become a person of success, but a person of value. Today you shall meet real heroes who are not just successful in their endeavors, but have achieved success by fulfilling human values and adding huge value to our society and the world at large. These awards are presented to all champions of change and Nobel laureates. I repeat, Nobel laureates, not Nobel laureates, who have taken up the responsibility of building a humane community, who have, in Gandhiji's words, found themselves by losing themselves in the service of others, who have encouraged social justice with the responsible citizen action. These are people who have added huge value to all of us through their continuous actions, which have also inspired other citizens globally to do the same. For the last 8 years, the Karmaveer Puraskaar award ceremony were being held annually on the 26th of November, as we discussed earlier, as that is the day the Constitution was adopted in 1949, the day our Constitutional Pledge was adopted in the year 1949. We have always promoted and encouraged this day as a Citizen Action Pledge Day to rekindle the spirit, ethos and energy of our great constitutions, which teaches us human values and encourages citizen action by fulfilling our fundamental duties as citizens of the world's largest democracy. This year, however, we have tweaked it a little bit, and we said we will have the award ceremony around the 23rd of March as a tribute to our unsung heroes who have been lost in time as history does not remember them fondly. This is the day that marks the martyrdom of Shahid Bhagat Singh, Shahid Rajguru and Shahid Sukhdev, and called the Shahidi Divas, even though the nation denies them their status as martyrs. Last year, we had celebrated the Karmaveer Awards on 27 February, as it is the day that marks the martyrdom of the brave Indian freedom fighter and revolutionary thinker Chandrasekhar Azad. The idea is to celebrate our real but forgotten heroes and also revive the dates which are very important for us to remember, because those who do not remember history are condemned perhaps to repeat the mistakes of the past. So I would now request that all of you please join us in the lighting of the lamp ceremony, which we will do. For that, while all of you will be doing in your respective tables, I would like to invite the following people on stage for the lighting of the lamp. Anurag Nirbhaya, Sukhbir Singh, Professor Bangia, Colonel Dutta, Hunar Brar, Rex Fernandez, Bosco Fernandez, Jugnu Grewal Almeida, Zorawar Almeida, Pia Puri, Anil Puri, Digraj Singh, Anupam Kataria, Rashmi Anand, Geeta Shankar. Can I request all of you to please come up on stage as I keep reading the names? Geeta Shankar, Shobha Murthy, Pramila Chhabra, Wing Commander Shashank Roy Chowdhury, Mr. Lamba, Mr. Anant Trivedi and Jerry to please come up on stage for the ceremony.
I would also like to invite, okay, he's here already, Ranshir, my 3-year-old. Hariharan said we light the lamp. We do not light a lamp in the Karmaveer or the Rex CONCLiVE because we light candles. Lighting a lamp is somewhere very attached to this entire Brahminical movement, and since we have people from all caste, creed and religion over here, we do not light lamps. We light candles because the whole idea is it's better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. That's what the foundation of the Karmaveer Awards and the Rex CONCLiVE is.
Can I request all of you to please stand up and hold the candle in your hand and repeat the pledge after me? And would request all of you to please say it as loudly as possible. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, ensuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You may sit down.
Bharat Mata ki! Okay, there is something very interesting related to dates in my life also. All good things seem to happen in my life with the number 4. I was born on the 13th of August. My wife was born on the 4th of December. We got engaged on the 22nd of October. We got married on the 22nd of January. And our daughter is an equal contribution, so she was born on 11th December, which is number 2. And today is 22nd March. And it's again number 4, and I've had this tremendous opportunity to be the host for the evening for this awards function. So it's all pre-planned, nothing is done consciously from my side, but I just thought it's an opportunity to share with all of you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to now invite that person because of whom we all are here today. And we all have got connected to this Rex movement. And I'm sure all of you will agree with me, if not for his initiative, his energy, his ethics, his thought process, his courage, his guts, none of us would be here. And what has fascinated me about Jerry since the time I met him last year at a book exhibition in Worli, in Mumbai, where there was a literary festival going on. Year after year, day after day, week after week, he's planning whom should I give the award next to. Who should be my Karmaveer Chakra, who should be my silver, gold, Puraskaar, and he keeps innovating and he keeps coming up with new ideas. All this while, honestly, I've been thinking, what is the award that I can give him? And my conscience told me you're too small to award him at this point of time. So what I suggest is, as he comes to address all of us, the least that we can do, ladies and gentlemen, is to greet him with a thundering, standing applause. So, my great pleasure and privilege to welcome Meenu Chopra. Thank you, Hari. Namaste, everybody. Please sit down. Please sit down. This is just not needed, and completely humbled and honored, and it's always humbling to
listen to all the experiences of all the Karmaveers who come here. So I think that's a big takeaway. So I don't need to be given anything because I get a lot just by listening to those stories, which really enrich my experience. Because when I share the stories in the corporates where I train and consult, I think it kind of ripples out, and a lot of people get inspired by the stories which I witness here. So it helps me in my journey also, and keeps me inspired and motivated to be more and do more. So that's the journey. And before telling you a little more about Rex and what are our future plans, Hariharan, who's been a very dear friend after we first met at a book festival around a year ago, maybe a little more than a year ago, has written a beautiful book which is called A Father's Letter to His Daughter. And he has again humbled me by saying that he would like me to launch the book. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll start with that and then I'll tell you more about Rex. So this is Hariharan's book. So that is the book, Dear Diksha, A Father's Letter to His Teenage Daughter. Simple wisdom of parenting, and I think Hariharan is a great parent, but he's a great human being, he's a great coach, and he's got 100 books only, because this is launched by a publishing company called Karmaveer, which also has audiobooks and ebooks. And he's got 100 books which are out for sale over there, and he's been very generous again and kind to say that all the proceeds from the sale of the book today, the 100 books which are sold today, he's going to donate it to the Rex community. So thank you, Hariharan, and brilliant. That's the book, Dear Diksha, A Father's Letter to His Teenage Daughter. Thank you, Hariharan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I need to get your autograph on this now. Yeah, thank you. I can keep this book, right? Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, thanks. So I'll just tell you a little about, without taking too much time, about, and we have a presentation there. So we started 9 years ago in 2006, and in the first Right Every Wrong conclave, it was called the Right Every Wrong conclave at that time, we had Vasant Sateji and Mr. L.M. Singhvi, who came and shared details about the Constitution and spoke about how citizens need to get involved with the process of change. All of you just recited the preamble of the Constitution. It's loaded with human values like integrity, fraternity, dignity, and somewhere those human values have gone missing in our society surely, but also in the world. And I think it's time to reclaim and preserve those human values, because that's what character is all about. So it started with Shri Vasant Sate and Shri L.M. Singhvi who came. This is a title that all of us at iCONGO adopt, whether it's the fellows or people who work with us or people who volunteer with us. We say leave everything, leave all your ego, everything on the doormat before you step into this door, because we are nothing but just another volunteer. There are no fancy titles here, we're just another volunteer. I guess that just those 3 words tell you what the spirit of it is. This is a small verse by Robert Frost. He said, 2 roads diverged in a wood and we took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Proud to say that we've never done things which are conformist. We are absolutely non-conformist, and we will remain that way. We are voices of dissent, we are voices of conscience, like Mr. Ravi Chaudhary had said when he first attended the experience in 2012. We want to stay that way. We want to stay voices of dissent and voices of conscience. And that's our journey. Proud to say that last year we decided that we would do something which would, begin the process of nation building. So we started triggering an idea called Keeda hai kya Desh Saaf karne ka, right? And that has now become the Swachh Bharat Mission. We started doing this many years ago with college students, where we do an ethical leadership course, and you'll see some pictures over there. This is a B school in Bhopal. And I remember when we got the students out to clean the streets, in the first year, there were 2 journalists who were going on the bike, and they stopped and they started asking the students, "Kya kar rahe ho aap log?" So the students told them that this is a part of the ethical leadership course which Jerry is conducting with us, and they pointed me out to them, and the journalists came and said, हमें तो लगा था बी स्कूल में सिर्फ मतलब बिजनेस सिखाते हैं, बिजनेस कैसे करना, जुगाड़ सिखाते हैं, आज पता चला कि अच्छा काम भी सिखाते हैं. So yes, and I think that's a requirement for the business sector. Business per se is not good. Politics is, is not bad. But how we do business is very important. Business cannot just be about profit. Business has also to pay focus to planet and people, because the planet allows you to make that profit, and the people are the people who kind of energize that profit. So we have to remember that always. We've got several celebrities and people like Manohar Parrikar, with whom we work very closely in Goa. We got him to clean the creeks of Goa, and he was the first, much before Swachh Bharat became a mandatory process. He was cleaning the streets with us 3 years ago. That's Gul Panag doing it. Yeah, so we've tried to kind of create symbols that if they are not feeling the embarrassment, why are you feeling the embarrassment? There's no embarrassment in cleaning your home. So let's clean our home, right? This year, when we launched on the 2nd of October, we said that besides the mandatory process which has happened because, Manohar went and he influenced Mr. Modi, and through our several campaigns, they made it mandatory, but we never wanted it to be mandatory. We wanted it to be voluntary. And we then got several people. We got people from the, a media mogul, Karne, Paul, who was here yesterday. And we said, let's also get captains of industry. You'll see Karne cleaning the street over there with his wife, Indrani. Indrani is a supermodel. She's a Lakme girl. And they all came out to clean the streets. And the whole idea that was sent out through the media was that if these guys can do it, what's stopping us? There's no embarrassment in cleaning the streets and cleaning your own home. So that's something that is kick-started, and I'm proud to say that it's happened because of the Rex Forum and several ideas which the fellows keep generating. What is our mission? We want to encourage social justice, not charity. We don't like charity. In fact, we keep telling people, please do not give money just like that to charities and NGOs, because half your money doesn't even reach the beneficiary, doesn't even reach the community. And a lot of people take pride in saying that they are donating to so-and-so organization and so-and-so organization, but the smaller organizations which are doing the real work are not getting that fund. The fund is going to the bigger ones who basically, it all gets lost in translation and somewhere in the admin costs. And that's why we say we want to encourage social justice by inspiring citizen action. That if you want to really do something, why aren't you buying a medical insurance for your driver? Why aren't you buying a medical insurance for your house help? Right? Because when they fall ill, what will you get rid of them? And then talk about being charitable? There's a disconnect somewhere. There's some duplicity somewhere. So we need to kind of address that. Our vision is to create an egalitarian, just, humane, and responsible society where social justice and communal harmony prevails for one and all. We're living in very, very unsafe times. I mean, there's huge communal tension. The values of secularism, which is again what our constitution espouses, have got lost somewhere. And this communalism runs deep in the Indian psyche. It's very sad. I joke with people sometimes. I say, it's very difficult to find an Indian in India. You find Goans, you find Marathas, you find Punjabis, you find Gujaratis. Indians both kam milte hain. Think about it. Let me just provoke a thought process. Our dream is to have 7 billion people from our world practicing humanity and human values and fulfilling their fundamental duties as citizens to make the world a better place. Not because it's selfless, because it also benefits each and all of us. It will benefit our future generations too. We must remember better world benefits all. Right? These are some of our founding beliefs, that it is not mindless, arrogant charity, but humble, fair social justice that is wanting in the world. It is time for people to go beyond just giving money and thinking that they have changed the world. We need to fulfill our individual social responsibility, that innovative ideas for action can lead the change in our society, nation, and world. You've been witnessing that with the several talks that have been happening for the past 2 days, that there is a hero in every heart, and all one has to do is to have a mindset to make a difference. That alone, we may not be able to right wrongs in our own space and time, but together as one, we can right every wrong. Being a Karmaveer and a hero is a personal choice built inside out on a foundation of character. So character is very important, and I like what Gaurav Snehalata Huda spoke about, because character has gone missing somewhere in our society and in the world. We shall always do the right thing. So we take stands, we speak out, we do not mince words. Like Shubha said earlier, we believe in calling a spade and naming them and shaming them. If they're doing wrong, they need to be exposed. Yeah? That the joy of giving is not just about giving some money to some cause, but about being the change by getting involved integrally with the cause. It is time for people to act beyond just asking, what can I do? And get involved with the greater purpose of fulfilling duties as citizens. Because each one of us can do something. We cannot do everything, but I can do something. And that small something can make a big difference. That's the basic belief that we believe in. Yeah. So those are our foundational beliefs. iCONGO started as the Indian Confederation of NGOs, and we registered in a few other countries, and it became the International Confederation of NGOs. But I don't think we are about NGOs anymore. It's international conclave of good citizens and great human beings. That's what our basic vision is. We want to get human beings together who practice those human values and fulfill fundamental duties. And conclave is a word that we have coined. It is a proactive, live, and viral gathering of people to find solutions to social concerns. And that's what our fellows go out and do. They're constantly working to make a difference and be the change. That's what iCONGO stands for. This is what Margaret Mead had said. She had said a small group of thoughtful people could change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. If you look back in history, change was never led by the many. Change has always been led by the few. And that's the basic process. We want to bring in those few to the mainstream so that they can inspire others to be the change. This is the hierarchy of Karmaveer Awards. We start with the Karmaveer Chakra bronze, which is right at the bottom, and then we go up to Karmaveer Chakra silver. You have the gold, you have the Karmaveer Puraskaar, which is the award ceremony happening today, and then you have the Jyoti, Karmaveer Puraskaar Jyoti, named after Jyoti Singh Pandey, who was the Nirbhaya rape victim, and that's a tribute to her and all the other rape victims and survivors. And we had earlier called it the Golden Candle Awards, right? Achieving what we set out to achieve. I remember when I first discussed the Karmaveer Awards and spoke to my board members like Mr. Bobby Sista, Ashok Kanwar, and others who were supporting me to put this together. They probably laughed internally when I said, I want to build a platform where I bring sex workers, slum dwellers, grassroots workers, captains of industry, princes and princesses, all celebrities, everybody onto the same platform. And I want those awards to be given by people who come from absolute humble backgrounds. And I said I would probably, and we were speaking about our advisory board and we were speaking about Ratan Tata, and I said if Ratan Tata is getting the award, he should be willing to take it from a sex worker. And I know the eyebrows were raised because they probably said, what is this guy talking about? But happy to say that we've achieved that. In the very first year, we had the awards being given out by street kids, we had the awards being given out by people, and this is an egalitarian platform. It's an inclusive platform. You've seen that. We want to bring people from all walks of life into the award ceremony because these are people who are real champions of change and Nobel laureates. And that's the basic thing. They could be authors, they could be young politicians. As long as they are making a difference, we'll bring them into the Karmaveer community. I've spoken about Dr. Varghese Kurian earlier. I don't think the world has seen a bigger hero than Dr. Varghese Kurian for the past many years. At least India has not seen a bigger hero because he's created livelihood opportunities for so many milk farmers, for so many homes and families. And we lobbied very hard to get him the Bharat Ratna award, but I don't think that's going to happen because, like I said earlier, he's persona non grata. But we have decided that we would, pay a tribute to him and keep him in our memory forever, and we now have an award called Karmaveer Puraskaar, Dr. Varghese Kurian, One Vision to Make a Difference in Our World award, which is going to be given to Mr. Madhavan and Shashi, who's not with us today because she's going to have a baby soon. So that's a little about Dr. Varghese Kurian, who was our first Lifetime Achievement Award winner. We started the Joy of Giving movement in 2003. It's become a huge movement now, which is also being emulated in other countries like the US and Europe. And our basic concept was just that invest for a just, humane, and responsible society. That's the background. We also started a portal called idishum.com way back in 2007, which was the first whistleblowing portal much before WikiLeaks even emerged. And proud to say that this was purely citizens reporting. We didn't put any face to it like a Julian Assange or a Tarun Tejpal. We said, let the citizens be the heroes. And we've led several stories against Monsanto, stories against MIT, stories against Vedanta for the wrongs that they were doing, stories against IIPM were first posted on iDishum. And at that time, I remember a lot of people said, IIPM is a great institution. And we said, yeah, it's a fraud institution. Today, everybody knows it's a fraud institution. We posted stories against Sahara. So if you're doing something wrong and looting money from the community, we'll expose you. We got hacked around 2 years ago because of a very strong story which was there on Monsanto. But we're coming back with a vengeance now with our own server, with our own dedicated server, and we'll be launching very soon within the next 6 months. We also created another portal called hallabolo.com, which was basically that use your mobile phone to fight corruption. We launched this along with the UN in 2011. And the idea now has got copied and adopted by everybody from our Aam Aadmi Party to the Delhi police. And we are happy that the idea has gone viral. So everybody is now using the mobile phone to report issues of corruption. And if you go onto the website, you'll see that there's a story about how Dr. Chiro Mitra, who's one of our Karmaveer Puraskaar award recipients, actually exposed his neighbor for employing child labor in their house. And they used to not only did something wrong by employing child labor, but they used to beat up that child every day. And with his mobile phone, he shot the video, and then it became a big story, and his neighbors got arrested. Voices of conscience again. So I think there are several ways to kind of really, bring about change, and we are doing whatever little we can, and I hope you can join us. The genesis of Karmaveer is way back when Prince Charles first came to India in 2003, and I was told by several of my friends that we should organize a nice fundraising dinner, a gala dinner, so that we can raise monies. And I said, you know what, everyone does that, and most of the monies don't even reach the community because it all gets lost in wine, cheese, and cocktails. So we decided to do something different, and we hosted a small gathering in the YWCA in Delhi, and we made Prince Charles visit homeless shelters and had him felicitate 4 very, very powerful unsung heroes. One was Mogalama, who was a lady from a very backward tribe who was doing excellent work of educating children. One was a rickshaw driver called Saddam Basha. And Saddam Basha had dedicated 2 months of his life to go and volunteer in the camps of Gujarat after the pogrom happened over there in 2002. Yeah, I use the word pogrom because it was not just a riot, it was a state-sponsored massacre. And we all know what happened over there. But that's what it was, and that's where the idea first germinated, and that's how Karmaveer came into being, that let's put together an award which celebrates unsung heroes, besides the eminent heroes also that we celebrate. Because that's the basic genesis of Karmaveer, right? Why Karmaveer Awards? Because the only cure for all social political evils is the creation and discovery of more and more people heroes. That's a belief. It's better to light a candle than curse the darkness. And we don't just do this as a talk forum where people come and talk. I mean, the whole idea is that we create ideas for action and then let's execute them and implement them. And proud to say that after every forum, we have taken the ideas to a logical conclusion, right? Proud to say that we started the fight against corruption way back in 2007 with the UN. We also started the process for electoral reforms, did that for 4 years, did a meeting finally in Berlin with electoral reform experts from across the world, created a policy document. Our chief patrons were James Michael Lingdo and Krishnamurthy, who are 2 former chief election commissioners. And we then gave the policy document to a person called Dr. S.Y. Qureshi, who was the chief election commissioner in office at that time. Yeah, this is called the Campaign for Electoral Reforms in India. Vivek Sakpal is with us today, who's now doing several things to promote more electoral reforms. And within a week after giving this to Dr. Qureshi, there was a committee set to look into those details which were provided in the policy, and there's work happening on that. What we had proposed is that we should move away from the first past the post system that we follow to a proportionate representation system, because that would take care of a lot of social and political evils in this country. Yeah. And then in the 7th Rex, which was in 2012, we launched the 1 billion rising. Last year I told you we started working on the Keeda Hai Kya campaign. We've been doing work in different places, basically germinating ideas, and around 2010, 2011, when my friends in Goa, because I've always believed that Goa can be the microcosm for change for India, because it's a very small place where you can create experiments and learn from that and then replicate this in other states. And they spoke to me about how people in governance, and we nicknamed them as Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, because everybody in that cabinet in Goa was either a rapist, a smuggler, a murderer. They had several cases against them, and hence we call them Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. And we did a very strong campaign during election time over there, where we said, when you vote and elect thugs, do you expect clean, corruption-free governance? And the time for change has come, that time is now. We spent less than 5 lakhs on this campaign. The people of Goa responded. They knocked out all those criminals who were in the cabinet, and they opted for the lesser evil, which was Manohar Parrikar. Right? So I don't belong to any party. I'm absolutely apolitical and non-partisan, but I believe that there are some better people, I wouldn't say good people, some better people in each party, and if we work with them, probably, cleaner governance. I wouldn't say absolutely clean governance is possible, because we've all seen what's happening with the BJP today and with the Aam Aadmi Party today. They're probably going to be worse than the Congress. So we have to be very careful about how citizens participate actively in the process of governance, because this is our country. It doesn't belong to any dynasty or any one person. It's not a kingdom, it's not a monarchy, it's a democracy, which means people power, and we need to preserve that people power. So that's a strong belief. And that's what I said, that stop waiting for a hero. There's no hero coming, there's no Mahatma coming anymore. Everyone will kind of take us for a ride. We all need to be the change that we want to see in the world. That's the basic focus of what we are doing. To tell you a little about Rex, in 2012, with the 7th Rex is when we rechristened the Right Every Wrong Conclave to the Rex CONCLiVE. The whole idea was to start the fellowship process, and you met some of the fellows. The fellows come from all walks of life again, and they're all given the Karmaveer Chakra award, which was instituted in partnership with the UN. Yeah. in 2611, we are planning a huge gathering of 50,000 children, youth and citizens at large, the Karma Bhumi concept, where we will launch the Sare Jahan Se Acha song. The concept is that more Sare Jahan Se Acha banate hain, saath milke banate hain, right? And everyone complains about how things are so wrong in the country. Everyone wants to kind of just complain and nag about it. But the point is, there's not a single country in the world which is absolutely corruption-free or has the best governance. Every country has challenges, yeah? And I remember that one word which a lot of activists use now, that mera desh mahan nahi hai, par isme dosh mera hi hai. So the question to ask ourselves is, what am I doing to serve the country? I think that's a very fundamental and an important question. And that's something which we keep talking about, right? So I'll tell you a little, I told you about the Karma Curry book. We've signed a deal for 10 more books, and it's called the Hero and Me book series, and it basically has stories of all the Karmaveer award recipients. It's been a challenge to sustain this for 9 years without taking any sponsorships or funding. So we had sent out an appeal around a year ago to several of our former award recipients, and a lot of people came to our rescue. The first to come to our rescue and support us was Control-S. The Control-S Managing Director, Mr. Sridhar Reddy, is one of our Karmaveer Award recipients. He's set up he's founded a very robust company which has become Asia's Asia's largest Tier 4 data center. And it's rapidly growing. Very ethical practices, very credible practices. And Sridhar, when he knew that we were struggling for funds, came to our rescue and said, I'll underwrite most of the event, and then you see how you can raise more funds. And then several other award recipients have come to our rescue and responded to our appeal by sending us donations ranging from 5,000 to 3 lakhs and 5 lakhs. We want to set up citywide chapters very soon, which we want to call the ICANN, which is the International Citizen Action Network, and that's where we are going next, right? What is the REX objective going forward? We believe that we can actually create wisdom transfer, not knowledge transfer, wisdom transfer for transformation under one roof, king-size thought leadership. It's a simply pioneering wisdom and culturetainment event. We want to be different, and we want to be different for a reason, that we want to bring in practitioners from all walks of life and make it a very inclusive society, make it a very inclusive community, right? It's about exposure to wisdom from around the world under one roof. It's Eastern mysticism blended with Western pragmatism. It's about creating a legacy of a better world for future generations. Become the Mojosh inspirator. It's a word that we've coined, and a lot of my friends who are in the audience today, Digraj Singh, Akhil Shahani, have fallen in love with this entire concept, and we're promoting this. Mojosh is about Subhu's, who's kind of offered to make a nice film for us to kind of promote. Mojosh is about mojo, which is the inner fire and spirit. And Josh is creative excitement. That if you kind of keep rekindling this, you will find your junoon, which is your obsessive passion to do something different and do something for a cause. That's the basic idea. So it's rekindle your junoon to inspire the hero, And we are not just talks, ideas for action. From being one of the first talk forums which started in 2006, there's several talk forums which have mushroomed all over the place, and most of them focus on the razzmatazz speakers. And that's very nice because you have brilliant orators all around the place. But we don't just bring in orators, we bring in people who are practitioners, people who are making a difference on the ground. And that's why we said we are not just talks, we are ideas for actions, because actions speak louder than words, right? The Rex going forward, we plan to do it in Goa next year, and one of our Rex Karmaveer Global Fellows, whose name is also Rex, is working on putting this together in Goa. We plan to do it around the 15th August date in 2016. We're looking at a huge delegation of around 4,500 to 5,000 people, and the basic idea is unite, connect, bond, network, learn, share informally and intimately, right? So we want to keep it informal, we want to keep it intimate, and we want to keep it inclusive. And we need all your support to make this happen. So I hope all of you will support us. It's going to have several people from all walks of life, like I said, the captains of industry, cultural artists, entrepreneurs, NGO leaders, activists, grassroots leaders, youth, students, and so on. So what's the experience all about? We'll have talks, performances, movies, chats, plays, book readings, awards, fellowships, karaoke, fireside chats. It's going to be a lot of wisdom and a lot of fun, basically. And Caesar, when we were in the men's room, offered to say that he'll put together an entire theater performance for the next experience, and I'll hold you accountable on that. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, this is something we have created as a concept. It's called the Rex Karmaveer Gift, which is the Future Fellowships Tree. If you see, it's a tree. So most of you are starting as Karmaveer Puraskaar award recipients or fellows today, and you can sponsor other people who are worthy of being fellows. That's the basic idea. And that becomes your legacy going forward, because before you know it, your tree would have so many people, yeah? And we're kind of creating this as a sustainability process. So we'll send you more details about this. Thank you. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much, and enjoy the award ceremony.
Thank you, Jerry. As always, to the point, very inspiring, from the heart. One of the things that I do is interact with a lot of students as part of my journey as a professional trainer. And I'm always intrigued by the fact that a lot of these professional students who do professional courses like MBA and other stuff, they seem so arrogant at the end of the program or even after enrolling for the program. And I always wonder whether the objective of education is to make you humble and to instill a sense of value, or to make you arrogant. And I think any education that does not make you humble or does not make you feel empowered, right, and it makes you feel better than others, I think it's simply promoting arrogance, and that is not really education. Which is why I wrote the book for my daughter for posterity and for all teenagers, teachers and parents, that these are the value principles that we need to pass on to our next generation. Just to conclude what Jerry has been saying, through a small quote, that character is not what you do when others are watching. Character is what you do when nobody is watching. You know, and that is really the value that we need to promote in this next generation, and we have a huge responsibility towards that. So Jerry, thank you so much once again for that absolutely empowering presentation. Now we go to the big moment for which a lot of you are waiting here for, and we will now start with the award distribution ceremony. May I request Rashmi Anand and Wing Commander Shashank Roy Chaudhary to please come on stage to present the first set of awards. Can I request Rashmi Anand and Wing Commander Shashank Roy Chaudhary to please come on stage to present the first set of awards. We will begin with the Lifetime Achievement Award Female, and this is being given to a person with legendary stature for the highly inspiring work she has done in her lifetime. The Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Mrs. Kamila Tyabji, who we are awarding this to her posthumously as she's not with us anymore, but her body of work and legacy will live on through the work being done in the organization she founded with. And we have Mrs. Dhanu Khushbu Khan, who will receive this award on her behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a big round of applause for the departed soul and for the kind of legacy that she has left behind. The Lifetime Achievement Karmaveer Puraskaar female is Kamila Tyabji. She was a qualified barrister, D.Litt from Oxford University, UK. She got involved in social work to help the Indian communities who got affected by the Indo-China and Pakistan wars. She returned to India after 29 years and started Women's India Trust with the objective of promoting the cause of women. A woman ahead of her times who in 1968 started an organization to empower women to make them financially independent, drawing them into economic mainstream. A significant success, WIT has over the years counted thousands of women and their families as beneficiaries. She is a true woman of substance. We now move on to the Lifetime Achievement Award Male, which is being given to Dr. David Dror, Lifetime Achievement Karmaveer Puraskaar Male. So can I request Dr. David Dror to please come up on stage with an objective of helping communities manage risk from the ground up. Micro Insurance Academy. It works to bring risk management solutions to the world's most vulnerable people, and to do so with a focus on communities and ongoing scheme creation. They recognize what the poor lack in assets, and they make it up for in ingenuity, strong social networks and self-determination. They see these as valuable resources, and MIA has pioneered an approach that mobilizes these qualities and is backed by an original theory of demand in the informal sector. Most of their projects operate at the community level based on the insight that the best strategy to engage people in the informal sector is creating awareness rather than marketing or sales. They support community members in designing and governing their own insurance packages because this involvement enhances the perception that the risk management solutions reflect the community's prioritized needs. So Dr. David Dror. The next category of awards is the Karmaveer Jyoti Award given to our former award recipients for their continued good work. The Karmaveer Jyoti Awards are dedicated to Jyoti Singh Pandey and all the women who are spirited and brave survivors of rape and other crimes against women. My privilege and pleasure to please call upon stage Subha Rajan, Karmaveer Jyoti Female. Subha Rajan is the head of External Relations CII. She has spent her whole life working with the underprivileged, the physically and mentally challenged all over the world, especially in Africa and in Liberia, where she worked in the field of leprosy rehabilitation. In Delhi, Subha continues her altruistic activities by working with foreign prisoners in Tihar jail. She points out that she is able to empathize with their helplessness as she herself lived like a captive for some time. Subha has
help promote trade and commerce between India and other countries, the Made in India brand, and represented India at several forums abroad. As the CEO of the OIFC Overseas Indian Facilitation Center, she helped promote NRIs and PIUOs to invest and do philanthropic activities in India. Ladies and gentlemen, Subha Rajan. Next is the Karmaveer Jyoti male category. My pleasure and privilege to please call upon Professor Dr. R. Ganeshan, Karmaveer Jyoti male. Karmaveer Puraskaar Professor Dr. R. Ganeshan has earned his doctorate in entrepreneurship development from the renowned Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi in 2003 at the young age of 27. He has specialized in entrepreneurship development with a focus on food processing for women entrepreneurs. He is an erudite scholar and has published nearly 71 research papers to his credit. He has refereed and indexed conferences, seminars, journals, books, book chapters at national and international levels. So please, I would request as I read on the award recipients to please receive your award. He is a self-realized individual who is selfless deeds by fostering societal development through inculcation of social sensational awards like Teachers' Day Awards since 2010 and Women's Day, Entrepreneurs' Day and Children's Day Awards at NFED since 2014. He has been conferred with the prestigious Karmaveer Puraskaar on 26 November 2011 by Indian Confederation of Non-Government, that is iCONGO, for his exemplary and laudable services to the societal transformation through entrepreneurship development. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Dr. R. Ganeshan. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I would now invite my co-host Rahul to please take you through the next few set of awards. Rahul Wadhwani.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. May I now call our Karmaveer Award recipient and proactive social worker, Princess Francoise Terza, and long-time iCONGO supporter, Rex Karmaveer Global Fellowship's founder member, and 18 till I die, evergreen activist and change champion, Professor H.R. Bangya, to give the next set of awards. Sir. We now move on to our next category, which is the award given to last year's Rex Karmaveer Global Fellows for their compelling vision to change the world. We have dedicated these awards to the legendary champion Change, and our first Karmaveer Award recipient, Mr. Verghese Kurry, who has said that of all the awards he received, the Karmaveer is the one he values the most. In the female category, the award goes to Ms. Shashi Priyadarshini, who is not present with us today, since she is expecting a baby and any day now. We call upon Colonel Dutta, who is the Rex Karmaveer Global Fellowships convener, to receive the award on her behalf. Ms. Shashi Priyadashini. Dr. Varghese Kurian one vision to make a difference in our world, Karmaveer Puraskaar. Shashi is a hero for her altruistic contribution and continued selfless service in the last 8 years to reach out to the community in creating awareness on today's most imperative cause across our globe, organ donation. Since she has been committed and instrumental in spreading the idea behind donating organs is donating lives in our society and involved actively in igniting this thought in hundreds of our fellow beings who have joined hands together in serving for this noble cause. She strongly feels that contributing to the society is our prime duty, and with her lifetime ultimate vision being transforming the lives of people. She believes that she alone cannot change the world but can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples as long as she exists. We make a living by what we get, but remember, we make a life by what we give. Let's be the change that we want to see. The next set of award is to Mr. R. Madhavan. Dr. Varghese Kurian one vision to make a difference in our world, Karmaveer Puraskaar. Madhavan hails from a modest background and has graduated from the prestigious IIT Madras. His passion towards farming pulled him out of ONGC and he started his own farming activities near Chengalpet, Tamil Nadu. His mission is to try and adapt simple technologies to Indian conditions in terms of water and other agricultural inputs like heat, enough to move to have met Mr. Lakshmanan. Next we have the lifelong fight for social justice, Karmaveer Puraskaar, which is being given to Mr. Veenubhai Walia in absentia, since he is very frail to travel at the moment. We now call upon Mr. Rajesh Chavan to receive the award on behalf of Mr. Walia. Mr. Veenubhai Walia. Lifelong fight for social justice through citizen action. Veenubhai is a Mumbai resident and since 1965 has committed his life for the society. He started with the Borivali Education Society in 1965, known for his innovative education for the community. It's one of the most respected education institutions in western suburbs. Whenever he would meet his group of citizen friends, he would hear about their problems, one of them being non-availability of space and a common meeting area. He had a vision to improve their plight, and with this, his son came to give him some relief and mental harmony to the senior citizens. Thus, Dada Dadi Park was born. In 2006, he started India's first until date best managed, one of its kind Dada Dadi Park through his self-funded NGO, Pushpama Foundation. Its membership fees is only Rs 100 for lifetime, with current membership of approx 7,000 dealers. And our next award is for a highly eminent corporate chairman who is doing phenomenal work with his individual social responsibility and citizen action. Mr. S. Sandilya, Citizen Action Karmaveer Puraskaar. Mr. Sandilya, who is present chairman of iTrust, also serves as the non-executive president of SOS Children Villages of India, which is a not-for-profit organization providing care, compassion and careers to disadvantaged children of our society. Under his leadership, the organization has transformed into a very professionally run and indeed a very well-governed one. There have been improvements in every operational area of the organization, namely child care, education of children, employment, raising of funds, and Whiteboard is an organization which helps NGOs in areas of governance, fundraising and other strategic areas. Despite his busy schedule, it is indeed commendable that he devotes and makes the time for transforming society through mentoring his hands and on the work in the development sector. Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am.
So, ladies and gentlemen, can we once again hear it for all our awardees so far? Big round of applause to each one of them. Thank you very much. To present the next set of awards, I'd like to invite on stage Anupam Kataria, our former Karmaveer Award recipient, and Mr. Anurag Dhanwaya, our treasurer. Can I request both of them on stage, please? Our next award goes to Mr. Ravi Chaudhary, Corporate CEO's Initiative Karmaveer Puraskaar. Mr. Chaudhary is a leadership guru, a public intellectual and mentor on responsible leadership in business and society. He is the author of Quest for Exceptional Leadership, Mirage to Reality, which has been globally acclaimed as the best book on leadership in years and a rare combination of sound business thinking and accessible philosophy. He emphasizes the imperative to acquire 3 new leadership traits of boldness, compassion and transparency that have become a prerequisite for success hereafter. He blends history, scriptures and modernism to make a compelling case that the leaders today do not have the option to wait. They have to realign themselves with the new realities now. He is working relentlessly to bring about a structural transformation so that leaders in civil society, business and government can synergize their efforts to work in sync with nature and societal expectations. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ravi Chaudhary. And we now have the Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar to demonstrate variety of work being done by citizens from several sectors. So this award goes to Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar, Disability Rights Female, Suvarna Raj. Suvarna Raj is affected with polio on both the legs. In spite of this handicap, she has been playing table tennis for the last 25 years. She is a social activist who fights for the rights of the people with disabilities and works tirelessly towards making public and private places accessible for them across the country. Suvarna achieved international fame by playing Paralympics table tennis for India where she won the gold medal. She works towards accessible public infrastructure environment for people with disabilities with the help of numerous RTIs and complaints. She has been successful in making several government and public buildings like post offices, metro stations, banks accessible for the disabled. She also creates awareness about Paralympic sports for the disabled women. Ladies and gentlemen, can we once again hear it for the absolutely inspiring Suvarna Raj. Our next awardee is Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar Disability Rights Male, Mr. Sonu Bhola. Sonu Bhola is a disability activist who is working in the sector both at the micro and macro level. Being disabled himself, he decided to join advocacy work in disability after his studies. He has worked for people who have not been able to avail any benefit due to lack of awareness. His work involves informing persons with disabilities about schemes available for them. Since they need a disability certificate to get any benefits, he helps them with the procedures and paperwork for the same. He also guides economically poor PWDs to centers where they get free crutches. He actively takes part in the campaign for new disability laws and helps many organizations like Yes, We Can to stand up on their feet. He has also contributed in the neglected area of sports for the disabled through his organization Association of Disabled for Development by promoting both para-athletics and para-athletics and also para-athletes. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sonu Bhola. Next award for Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar, Gender Rights goes to Shravani Sarkar Niyogi. Shravani joined night classes to teach street children when she was in class 7. She had also joined a library in her area to teach students among slum dwellers and donated teaching material to them, which she bought from her pocket money. When in college, she provided voluntary services to the Nari Nirjatan Pratirod Manch, which is a platform of women activists fighting atrocities against women. In 1997, she joined her first job, and in 2009, she formed her own organization, Hamari Muskan, in South Kolkata, Bhav Bazar Red Light area. The objective of her life is to contribute effectively towards social development initiatives by promoting human security and human rights to the marginalized population. She believes in a gender equal society and has the ability to create adolescent and women's groups, instilling resilience among them to become future leaders. She has also been able to combat trafficking and second generation of prostitution in specific cases. Ladies and gentlemen, Shravani Sarkar Niyogi. Can we hear it for her? Thank you so much. The next award is for Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar Women Empowerment, Mandira Srivastava. Mandira entered the world of healing and alternate therapies at the age of 32, some 18 years ago, to help herself to find new meaning in life. She found Reiki and transactional analysis transformational and today uses them as the main tools for healing and empowerment. After working on changing herself and her life quite radically and positively, she entered extensive training programs to enable herself to use these tools to help others. Using the powerful blend of traditional healing systems and modern psychotechnology, she designs specialized individual workshops filled with music, dance, light, conversation, meditation and silence. Mandira thinks of life as a dance, with each person dancing to the beat of a different drummer, and she is professionally present for those who wish to find their own unique rhythm and awaken the dance within. Ladies and gentlemen, Mandira Srivastava. Fabulous. I am also deeply into Reiki teaching, so I think we will connect up, Mandira. Fabulous job. So proud to see people doing alternative therapies and doing so well. My pleasure to call upon Kalpana Chaudhary, Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar, Education and Health Empowerment. Kalpana Chaudhary is a chairperson and founder of Jan Seva Foundation. She is actively involved in social work for several years, where her focus has been on AIDS and cancer patients, women empowerment, health, education and people with disabilities. She has designed a free online registration matrimony portal for the specially abled, the first of its kind in the world. In an attempt to abolish female feticide, a number of steps are being taken by the Jan Seva Foundation. They also conduct AIDS and cancer awareness programs. Literature is distributed to make people aware about the disease and its prevention. She has been recently appointed as Maharashtra Police Anti-Bureau Commissioner and Sports Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, Kalpana Chaudhary. I'm really delighted to be anchoring this awards function along with Rahul. And I remember Jerry saying last year that it's such a privilege to do this because then you can read out the credentials of some absolutely extraordinary people in this world. And it's really an honor to call them on stage. Now going to the next extraordinary individual for the Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar Community Empowerment, Gunjan Bihari. Gunjan, who is now currently associated with the Save the Children in Bihar, has been working in the social sector for over a decade in various capacities. She started her journey in the social sector by working with women on gender and livelihood issues with a focus on working directly with women on various facets of gender. This further got enriched by working with adolescent girls on issue of migration, trafficking and education. Involving men for prevention of gender-based violence and abuse is another aspect of gender issue that she emphasizes on. The major focus of her endeavor has been on gender and child rights, specifically on child participation. She firmly believes in the core principles of participation and with the value that right to participation can enable the children to have access to the right to protection, health and development. Ladies and gentlemen, Gunjan Bihari. We now move on to our next Nobel laureate, not Nobel, Nobel laureate, Gaurav Ma Snehalata Huda, Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar, Education and Child Rights. As I was hearing Gaurama outside, I recollected my meeting with Mother Teresa in the year 1996 and the kind of work that Ma is doing. I think it just mirrored the kind of work that Mother was doing. So it was really a privilege. Snehalata Huda is a well-known social activist and a Karma Yogi in Haryana. She is a lifelong member of Red Cross and is working with them for the last 20 years. She is determined to dedicate her life to social service and runs an NGO by the name Gaurav Foundation for Human and Social Development. She offers them free education, food, medicines and other basic amenities and has also started an old age home. She helps the underprivileged in her neighborhood and visits villages in and around Gurgaon and works towards their upliftment. It gives her immense satisfaction to contribute in the life of girls in villages by organizing their marriages with the assistance of local administration. She is affectionately known by the name Gauravma by all. Ladies and gentlemen, can we hear it for Gauravma?
Nani, I'm absolutely proud that I'm connected to you and you're looking beautiful today. Stunning. I just fell in love with you.
We would now like to invite feisty champion of change and crusader, Geeta Shankar, who is our silver innings iCONGO Karmaveer Chakra recipient. Now we have a person who has dedicated her life for the cause of mental health, Dr. Rachna Khanna Singh, Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar. Dr. Singh is a mental health professional with a medical background focused on lifestyle and stress management, providing individual, group and corporate counseling with a strong focus on hospital and clinical care. She has the Department of Holistic Medicine and Psychology in Artemis Health Institute. She is the founder and director of NGO Swachh, an organization which believes in empowering children and women, attempting to make them better, adjusted human beings and enabling them to claim their future. She is also the official psychologist for conducting workshops on self-development and stress management with the Delhi Police and has worked with over 800 police officials. She is the official psychologist for the 5-year-old Gurgaon rape victim and has now been acknowledged by police and media for the same. Dr. Tapas Kumar Ray, Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar, Mental Health, Male. Dr. Ray, the founder secretary of SEVAC, Sane and Enthusiast Volunteers Association of Calcutta, has been working relentlessly for the last 3 decades to implement a multi-dimensional project, Cause of the Persons with Mental Illness, putting emphasis on their uninterrupted treatment, rehabilitation and human rights promotion. Some salient components of this project are to intensify an effective advocacy for recognizing all mental health as human rights issues. In a temple located at a remote village of the Chhindwara district of Madhya Pradesh, a large number of mental patients used to languish in a deplorable condition in the name of faith and healing. Some of them were even chained. With the support of the National Human Rights Commission and European Union, Dr. Ray set a psychiatric clinic therein for their treatment. Consequently, those patients have been immensely benefited. And now, we move on to Dr. Pradeep Kumar Sarma, Civil Society Karmaveer Puraskaar, Social Entrepreneurship Transformation. Dr. Sarma is the founder of Rickshaw Bank, an innovative sustainable model fostering mobility, providing livelihood opportunities and the right to dignity to informal communities of rickshaw pullers. Dr. Sarma is a trained vet, a social activist and a thinker. In 1989, he joined as a veterinary surgeon and worked for 3 years with the Department of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Government of Assam. It was the direct field of his engagement and with the village economy that shaped his outlook, eventually paved way to get closer to these situated at the bottom of the pyramid. He received the Ashoka Fellowship in India and has been hailed as the crusader in many national and international dialogues, seminars, workshops, deliberations, and has continuously shared his experience. And our next Nobel laureate, is a professional citizen which demonstrates how people from all walks of life are making a huge difference. Mr. Ashwin Karthik, Professional Citizen Karmaveer Puraskaar. Ashwin established himself as a true achiever of the moment of his birth. He was born with a deficient supply of oxygen, which resulted in a chronic and lifelong condition called cerebral palsy. He is a quadriplegic with the severest form of cerebral palsy that affects all 4 limbs. But as though to balance his misfortune, he is blessed with an indomitable spirit and will to take up impossible challenges of leading and succeeding in a world full of people without disadvantages. From his school days, Ashwin record reflects that he has been striving to do honestly. In 2003, he received the National Scholarship for his engineering studies given to just one physically challenged student across the country. He is the first quadriplegic cerebral palsy student in India to have become an engineering graduate. Today, he is a computer science engineer, wow, who works with the ANZ as a business analyst. And now we move on to another great Nobel laureate, who is another professional, who is a champion in change, Dr. Meenu Chopra, Professional Citizen Karmaveer Puraskaar, Doctor, female. Meenu Chopra is a doctor, a trained pediatrician, and a qualified hospital administrator. Throughout their childhood, Meenu and her sister were given all the opportunities to grow and flourish. However, marriage exposed her to the stark reality of life of a female in India. She was exposed to the realities of daughter hatred, female feticide, dowry harassment, and domestic violence. When pregnant with twins, she was deceived into a sex determinant test, followed by the pressure to abort her daughters. Meenu learned so much. And gave birth to her daughters. A doting mother, Meenu fought hard to give her lovely twin daughters the right to take birth and grow in just and enabling environment. She holds the distinction of being the first mother to file a court complaint under the PC and PNDT Act in India. Her struggle has not only encouraged other women to come forward and say no to female feticide, but also continues to expose the extreme patriarchal attitude of the movement, Mothers Against Sex Selection, MAS, where mothers start refusing to kill their daughters. Ms. Nafisa Ismail, Professional Citizen Karmaveer Puraskaar, lawyer, female. Nafisa is a graduate from ISB, an advocate by profession and values. She has worked as a corporate state head for legal departments in telecom and banking sectors. She is an avid supporter for social entrepreneurship programs in ISB and is also actively involved in Wikiflow, an initiative of women entrepreneurs with prime objective of women empowerment through promotion of entrepreneurship and managerial excellence. She started MAR Foundation in 2007, working on child rights and women empowerment and health. Her area of prime interest is child rights and economic and social empowerment of women. She is also involved in various initiatives undertaken by NGOs and corporate and is the Vice President BPW India, an initiative of the United Nations to develop women entrepreneurs. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Can we once again hear it for all our awardees in the last ceremony? Thank you so much. We are now going to have a performance by Sulita Bhuya.
Very good evening to all of you. On the violin. मॉनिटर एक लेवल कम कीजिए प्लीज। तबला का साउंड बढ़ाइए। if I've left out your home state. Please to forgive me. India is a country of diversity and differences. Let's try and celebrate differences and make a difference to people who need our help, our support, and most importantly, our partnership. And for recuperative patients of cancer, cardiac problems, hypertension, and many diseases. Whose music has inspired me. If I've left out your home state, please to forgive me. India is a country of diversity and differences. Let's try and celebrate differences and make a difference to people who need our help, our support, and most importantly, our partnership. That means